Well, we have our next guest here with us today, and it's definitely a pleasure to welcome him. It's one of the UK's premier fighters, all-action fighter. He's one of the top welterweights in the world today. He is the current IBF International Welterweight champion, and I'm talking about from Colchester, Lee Lights Out Purdy. Lee, how you doing today, my man?
Yeah, good, really good, yeah.
Lee, first and foremost, I've mentioned it like this here in the States. We follow what's going on there in the UK. You're one of the guys that we do follow because of the fact that you're always in an exciting fight, tough down to the wire fights most of the time. But at this point, you've excelled in your career. You're one of the high-ranked welterweights in the world. You're the IBF International Welterweight champ. And you have a big fight coming up on December the 8th in Kensington in London. And you'll be facing a man who's no stranger to performing in the United Kingdom, and that's Carson Jones. We got to get, first and foremost, how is your preparation leading up to the 8th of December?
Everything's going perfect at the moment. I couldn't wish for any better. And come December 8th, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life and put on a great performance.
I want to, I'm here with my co-hosts. I know they're going to jump in. We got Mark Abrams, Michael Doss, and the terrific one, Tim Cudgis. I got to ask you this, too. Carson Jones most recently fought, I believe you are with Eddie Hearn for sure, correct?
Yes, yeah, he fought Kell Brook.
He fought, obviously he fought Kell Brook. Very tough fight. I got to ask you, what is the angle on this fight as far as bringing Carson Jones out there? Is there the angle that the winner faces Kell Brook again? I mean, you especially, Kell Brook would be huge in the UK. What is the angle behind it?
That's obviously what we're looking at. Kell Brooks, his next fight is for the IBF World title. And yeah, it could possibly be. If when I go and beat Carson Jones, I could have the first lot of voluntary defence against Kell in Great Britain. It'll be a massive fight for the fans and for the UK.
Hey Lee, how you doing, man?
Looking forward to that.
How you doing, Lee? This is Michael Doss.
Yeah, hello, mate.
Hey, just like Frank was talking about, this fight actually happened really quick. I mean, last week, it hasn't even been that long ago, and he was giving Kell Brook, the top guy, a guy that really a lot of people in England think he's the next guy, the next champion in England. He gave him pure hell. A lot of people had him, Carson win that fight, and it seems like it just happened so quick. I mean, how did that actually go about? Did they just how did they offer him to you? Was it quick to you as well, or was it somebody you've been talking about right after he fought Kell Brook?
Well, I won the IBF International title. I was supposed to be on the show originally in the UK, and one of the top fighters on the bill pulled out, and they needed another main event, and they offered me the IBF International title against an unbeaten kid, and I jumped at the charge. I was in good shape, and I beat him in 5 rounds, and I'm the IBF champion. And then I had a bit of a week off, a couple of weeks off, and they offered me either Matthew Hatton or Carson Jones. And Carson Jones gave Kell Brook all the troubles he needed. So Carson was the bigger name, and that's the person I chose.
But is there also a factor in there, like the American factor, that, Carson Jones, he's a durable guy from the States as well, may give you more of a name here. You got Cleverly going over, coming over and fighting this weekend against Sean Hawk. There's been several English guys coming through there really getting their name known. Is that an angle you want to work as well with America?
Yeah, most definitely. I believe the American audience will like my style. I've got an all-action sort of style, the same as Carson Jones, and it's going to make for a great fight, me and Carson Jones. I think our styles are going to blend really nice, and it's going to be a cracking fight.
Now, did you take any disrespect? I mean, Carson basically, when he first found out about it, and it was first announced, he was basically saying he really didn't know you, and, how this is going to be an easier fight than Kell Brook, and how, basically you should be the underdog. What are your thoughts on that? If you can talk to Carson about that one.
I'm glad that he thinks I'm the underdog, and he probably hasn't heard of me, but he's definitely gonna know who I am, and he's gonna feel firsthand who I am come December the 8th. If he's overlooking me, it's gonna be a massive mistake on his behalf, because a lot of people seems to keep forgetting about the first half of the fight with Kell Brook. Kell Brook hit him at will, pushed him back at will. And and Kell completely run out of gas, and Carson Jones couldn't finish him. And if he thinks he's going to get an easier night,
do you think Kell?
Say that again.
Do you think that Kell was his own worst enemy in that fight? Do you think that Kell basically having stamina issues is what made Carson Jones look better?
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't take a genius to look at a boxing expert to look at that fight. That Kell Brook struggled after the half when he got past the halfway stage in the fight, and Carson Jones couldn't capitalise on it and take Kell Brook out, which is, I believe, that's quite poor on Carson's point of view, because Kell had nothing left in the tank. Kell was like death warmed up, and Carson couldn't finish him.
Lee,
that's something.
As far as this fight with Carson Jones, I mean, to send a message out to get that UK battle with you and Kell Brook in the future, is it essential that you have to stop Carson Jones or beat him in obviously a more dominating fashion or a better fashion, obviously, than what Kell Brook did?
Exactly. If I do a number on Carson Jones and look good doing it, Kell Brook can't look past me, and no doubt Kell will want to fight me himself, because we all know, and Kell knows, that Carson gave him all the trouble, and Kell says he had this trouble and this trouble. But if I do a number on Carson Jones, he's going to want to prove that night was not Kell's night, and he'll want to put it right, and he'll want to beat me if I beat Carson.
Are you and Kell Brook like cool? Are you and him friends, or is it just you guys are stable mates and this is business?
Yeah, it's business. I've sparred with Kell Brook, and I know exactly what Kell can do, and like I say, Kell pushed him back, and the first half of the fight, and hit him at will, and with me sparring with Kell Brook, I never took a backward step from round one, let alone like Carson Jones. He went straight back on his back foot. But there's going to be a difference with me and Kell in there, because I'm gonna hit Carson from the first bell to the last bell. I ain't gonna have no stamina issues and no stamina problems, and I punch harder than Kell Brook, and Carson's gonna feel that come December 8th.
I'm here also with my co-host Tim Cudgis and Mark Abrams. I know they're waiting for the opportunity to jump in there, gentlemen, or not. All right, perfect. Yeah, that just leaves. They're having a little technical issues right now.
I'm here, Frank.
Okay,
I'm here, Frank. Asked Lee a question that he's scored 3 straight knockouts against very good competition. What's your confidence level going into this fight?
My confidence is sky high. I've had a couple of blips in my career, but it's brought me on stronger as a fighter, and I'm going to be more than ready to put on a great performance against Carson Jones come December 8th.
Lee, can I get your prediction? Because the big talks right now. We're not overlooking Carson. I definitely want to get more words on Carson. The fight with Carson for you, because he himself, I know he's a trash talker. We're very familiar with him on this radio program. But I got to ask you, another fight to eventually lead up. They're working on Kell Brook facing Devin Alexander for the IBF World Welterweight title. It's a title you're very close to getting a shot at. I got to ask your prediction, your honest opinion, wherever it goes. If it goes down in the UK, the fight, or if it goes down here in the United States, who do you think is going to win that fight?
I believe Kell Brook will win it, and I hope Kell Brook wins it because it'll just make a bigger fight for when me and Kell eventually meet.
What about guys like, how about this, Lee? You know, again, you're on a warpath right now. You're beating up everybody that they've been put in front of you recently. You know, Carson Jones is a big test to find out if you can make that next step to fight the elite guys. There's Ricky Hatton out there in the UK. There's Amir Khan in the UK. Are some of these guys here possibly on your radar for the future?
Yeah, exactly. That I've just got to get Carson Jones out of the way, and the top guys in Britain can't dismiss me anymore. They're going to have to fight me.
As I mentioned, Lee, coming in on your fight with Carson Jones, I know there's trash talk. We've seen the same thing at the press conferences and the weigh-ins with Kell Brook. What are you expecting? You know, Carson Jones is obviously going to come up there. He's going to get in your face at the press conferences, at the weigh-ins, and try to get in your head, as he's done with his last few opponents, using vulgar language. Are you prepared? Because, look, Lee, I know one thing from watching many interviews with you. You know, you're not necessarily a quiet one. You won't mind throwing the verbal jabs as well as the full contact jabs inside the ring. But what are you expecting when it comes time for these final press conferences and weigh-ins leading up to this fight from Carson Jones?
So I like to do that myself. I get in people's faces. You just try and get in their head and pick weaknesses, and that's what Carson Jones is going to do. And it's going to be an exciting press conference and an exciting weigh-in, but that'll just build for the fight. But there's no one going to be else in the ring helping Carson or myself, and it's going to be one hell of a fight.
Your prediction for this fight, when's it end?
I will be disappointed in myself if I don't knock Carson Jones out. I've put a lot of pressure on myself. I don't just want to beat Carson Jones. You know, I want to knock Carson Jones out and look good doing it.
Do you see it going to 12 rounds?
No way. Not me and Carson Jones, our style of fighting together. There's no way this fight is going 12 rounds.
Because we know 100% Carson Jones is going to be listening to this interview right now, please, for the sake of promotion of this fight, for the sake of letting your opponent knowing that you're coming hard on the 8th of December, send Carson Jones a message here right on ATG Radio, please, sir.
I just hope he's training as hard as I am, and if he's overlooking me, he's gonna pay with a painful price, because I'm gonna come like I never have before, and Carson Jones is gonna feel the full force of me on December 8th.
Lee Lights Out Purdy, man. Hey, we appreciate your time with us today. I know you have a Twitter account. I know I follow you on Twitter. I don't have it right in front of me right now. Can you tell the listeners where they can follow you on Twitter?
It's at Lee Purdy 1.
All right, follow you. Obviously, Matchroom Sports is presenting on December the 8th in Olympia, Kensington, London, in the UK. IBF International Welterweight title fight, just in time for Christmas. You know, you get to see season's beatings, as they like to say. Carson Jones, Lee Lights Out Purdy. It's a fight. I'm telling you, Lee, I wish you all the best come the 8th of December. But you know what? Let me tell you something. I am excited about this fight, and I think it's going to be a barn burner and a potential fight of the year candidate, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing you perform on that date.
Exactly. It's definitely got fight of the year all over it, and I'm excited myself about this fight. I've never been more excited because I know Carson's going to come and try and have a fight, and I'm going to try come and have a fight. So it's going to be an absolute barnstormer.
Lee, we can't wait, man. Hey, Lee, thank you for spending some time. We're a month away from this big fight, and we appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule to talk with us on the show. And we look forward to talking to you again on this show sometime in the future, my friend. So, obviously wishing you all the best, definitely in the prayers that you and Carson Jones put on a great performance, but, come out as unharmed as possible. And we wish you all the best, bro. God bless you, Lee.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
I'll watch your friend.